This video is about he claimed the weak Omega, but the elders wanted her executed. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. **** claimed the weak Omega, but the elders wanted her executed. The moon hung high in the velvety night sky, casting an otherworldly glow over the forbidden woods. The air crackled with tension as the silver moon pack gathered, their breaths visible like spirits rising into the night. A deep growl erupted from the heart of the pack, rippling through the gathered wolves and sending shivers down their spines. At the centre stood Eden, the alpha, his powerful form silhouetted against the silvery light. His piercing blue eyes scanned the crowd, reflecting both strength and an unshakable resolve. "Tonight, we discuss the fate of our pack," he declared, voice steady yet strained, as if he were grappling with a storm within. Mira, the young Omega, felt the weight of the gathering crush her heart. She stood on the outskirts, her trembling form almost invisible among the towering, muscular wolves. Her soft features were marked by a haunting beauty, but her heart weighed heavy with fears of rejection and worth. "Why must we even consider her?" spat one of the elders, a grizzled wolf with silver-streaked fur. "She is weak, unworthy of our time. Omega blood runs cold. We have no need for such frailty in our midst." Mira shrank back, her heart racing as whispers of disdain floated through the air. She had always known her place in the pack, a lowly Omega, meant only to serve and submit. But her heart yearned for something more, something that felt within reach yet impossibly distant. Eden's eyes narrowed, his fists clenching at his sides. "Enough, she is my mate." The declaration hung in the air like a thunderclap, silencing the murmurs and igniting a firestorm of reactions. Gasps echoed through the pack, disbelief and outrage intertwining. The elders exchanged dark glances, their expressions carved with disdain. "An Omega, you would bind yourself to a wolf of such low status," one elder challenged, his voice laced with venom. Mira's heart raced, her pulse loud in her ears. "Eden, you can mean that?" she whispered, disbelief colouring her tone. Did he truly mean it? Or was it a desperate act to defy the elders, to stand against the tide of tradition and expectation? "I do mean it," he insisted, stepping closer to her, his presence a warm shield against the chill of the pack's judgment. "You are more than what they see. Your heart is pure, and I will protect you." The tension in the air shifted, palpable, as Eden stepped into the light, revealing the fierce determination etched into his features. "If they want her executed for her bloodline, they'll have to go through me," he declared, his voice a low growl of defiance. Mira gasped, a mixture of fear and adoration swirling within her. "Eden, please." Her voice quivered, uncertainty gnawing at her. "You don't have to do this for me. I am not worth the trouble." "Don't say that." Eden's voice raised, passion igniting his words. "You are worth everything, Mira. I see you, the strength you hide behind that gentle facade. You belong with me, and I will fight for you." The elders looked furious, but unable to challenge Eden directly. He was the alpha, the strongest of their pack. But the whispers of dissent crept like poison, darting through the ranks, fanning the flames of resentment. "She is a disgrace," one elder hissed, eyes narrowing. "An Omega has no right to challenge our traditions. Your claim is a weakness, Eden." "Enough." Eden's voice cut through the rising tide of anger, a growl rumbling from deep within him. "You will not harm her. I will not let you." Mira felt the rush of emotions wash over her, fear for Eden's safety, pride in his strength, and a glimmer of fierce hope. But the danger loomed, thick and suffocating, leaving her breathless. I can leave. I can run away," she suggested, panic rising. "You don't have to protect me. I'll go." "Mouth." Eden stepped forward, grabbing her hand tightly, his grip firm yet tender. "I want to let you face this alone. You are stronger than you know." The elders were not finished. "You will regret this," one spat. "You cannot defy the will of the pack. We will not let a lowly Omega stain our honour." Eden's jaw clenched, the muscles in his neck taut with defiance. "Then let them come. I will challenge any who wish to harm her. I will face my own pack if it means keeping her safe." Mira's heart soared and sank at once, caught between gratitude and fear. "You'll be risking everything, Eden. I can let you do that for me." "Too late," he murmured, stepping even closer, the breath mingling in the cool night air. "It's already done. I claimed you, and nothing will take you away from me." The air grew thick with tension as the elders stepped back, their faces hardening. Then be prepared for the consequences of your foolishness, Alpha, one warned, voice dripping with venom. You will pay dearly. As the meeting disbanded, Mira found herself drifting to the edge of the woods, her heart a cacophony of emotions. Eden followed, his presence a comforting weight beside her. Mira, he whispered, reaching out to brush a stray hair behind her ear. Are you okay? No, she admitted, voice cracking. I am scared, Eden. I've never been in this position. I am just an Omega. You are my mate, he affirmed, his gaze steady, fierce. That means you are everything. I want to allow the pack's traditions to dictate who you are or what you deserve. She looked up, searching his face for any sign of doubt. Instead, she found unwavering determination. But what if they come for us? What if they succeed? We will fight together, he promised, his voice deep and resolute. I will never let anyone take you away from me, I swear it on my life. Mira felt a warmth spread through her chest, igniting a flicker of hope. Then I'll stand by you, Eden, but I am scared. Fear is natural, he replied softly, leaning closer. What we have is worth fighting for, worth dying for. At that moment, the moon broke free from the clouds, illuminating their entwined hands. A mystical bond, unbreakable and raw, pulsed between them. She felt it resonate through her very core, a connection more profound than the world around them. I never imagined this would be my life, she confessed, feeling vulnerable yet strangely empowered. A weak Omega fighting against a pack, it's absurd. Maybe the world has it wrong, Eden mused, his eyes searching hers. Maybe the strongest bonds come from the weakest beginnings. As they stood together, the air thick with unspoken promises, a sense of destiny enveloped them. They were bound by fate, their love a defiant flame against the darkness of the world that sought to tear them apart. But the shadows loomed ever closer, and the battle for their love was just beginning. Asterisk, he claimed, the weak Omega, but the elders wanted her executed part too, asterisk. The forest whispered around them, the leaves rustling as if echoing their unspoken fears. Eden and Mira stood on the precipice of something monumental, their hearts entwined yet heavy with the weight of impending doom. Mira, Eden began, his voice a low rumble. If we are to face this storm together, we must prepare ourselves. We have to find allies among the pack. Mira swallowed hard, anxiety coiling in her stomach. Allies, they want to side with me. I am the Omega they despise. Her voice trembled as she averted her gaze, staring into the shadows of the woods. They will see your worth, Eden insisted, determination igniting his words. We'll show them that love knows no rank, no status. We will forge our path. She looked up, meeting his fierce blue eyes, and felt a flicker of hope stirring within her. What if they don't? What if they see me as a threat, a challenge to their authority? Then we fight, together, Eden confirmed, stepping closer. No matter what happens, I will stand by you. A shiver ran down her spine, not from the chill of the night, but from the intensity of his gaze. It was as if the moon itself conspired to illuminate their connection, drawing them closer in a world filled with darkness. As the days passed, Eden and Mira began their quiet crusade. Each night, they gathered with those loyal to Eden, the warriors who had fought alongside him, their trust forged in battles past. They whispered of unity, of breaking the chains of tradition that bound them to the elders' cruel decrees. Alina, a fierce hunter with a spirit as wild as the wolves, approached Mira one evening. You know, she began, her eyes sparkling with mischief, I've always thought the elders were a bunch of old hags clinging to power. You be not weak, you be strong. Don't you ever let them make you feel otherwise. Mira felt warmth flood her cheeks. I appreciate your kindness, Alina, but they'll come after me. They'd rather see me dead than watch Eden defy them. Alina stepped closer, her voice fierce. Then we'll stand together. You're as much a part of this pack as any of us now. No one gets left behind, not anymore. Mira's heart surged with gratitude, the bond between the women strengthening with every passing day. But beneath the surface, anxiety bubbled like a storm brewing on the horizon. One night, as they trained under the moonlight, a figure emerged from the shadows, an elder, his silver streaked fur gleaming ominously. What do we have here? He sneered, his voice a venomous whisper. A gathering of traitors. Eden stepped forward, his stance protective. What do you want, Elder Tobias? His voice was steady, but the tension crackled in the air. You're wasting your time with this Omega, Tobias spat, eyes gleaming with malice. And it will cost you dearly. You think the pack will simply accept your claim, you're a fool. Mira's heart raced as she stepped closer to Eden. "I am not a threat," she said, her voice a tremor. "I am just trying to find my place." Tobias laughed, a cold, mocking sound that sent chills down her spine. "Your place is at the bottom, where you belong. You think you can challenge tradition. You'll be the death of him. Mark my words." Eden growled low in his throat. "You won't dare touch her, Tobias. I swear it." Instead of retreating, Tobias stepped closer, his gaze piercing. "We LLC, the elders, are not blind to your insubordination. Eden, you're retaking risks that could tear this pack apart." Mira felt the weight of those words pressing against her heart. "I can leave," she whispered to Eden, desperation creeping in. "I could run." "Never," he interrupted fiercely, grasping her shoulders. "You're not going anywhere. This is our fight." But as the tension thickened, the cracks began to widen. Whispers spread through the pack, fueled by fear and resentment. The days turned into weeks, and with each passing moon, the elders grew more cunning in their pursuit of asserting control. One evening, as Mira sat near the fire, Alina approached her with a solemn expression. "There are rumors, Mira. They're replanning something. They want to make an example of you. They want to stop until you be gone." Mira's breath hitched, dread pulling in her chest. "What can we do? They have the power, and I am just an Omega." "You are not just an Omega," Alina insisted, her voice fierce. "You matter. You have Aiden, and that makes you stronger than you know. You've ignited something in this pack, and they fear that." Mira looked away, feeling the weight of Alina's words. "But what if they succeed? What if they take Aiden away from me?" "I want to let that happen." Aiden's voice broke through the shadows, his presence a comforting balm. "We have to stand firm against them. We will unite the pack and rise against the elders." Mira felt a mix of fear and exhilaration. But how? They re-entrenched in tradition. They want to change. "Change is terrifying," Aiden replied, stepping closer. "But it is also necessary. We will not let tradition dictate our lives any longer." That night, they sat beneath the stars, plans forming in the warmth of their shared hope. But dark clouds loomed above, threatening to engulf them. Days later, the elders convened again. This time, the stakes were higher. Mira's heart raced as Aiden led her into the clearing, surrounded by the pack, tension palpable in the air. "Tonight, we decide the fate of our pack," Elder Tobias announced, his voice chilling. "And we will not let a lowly Omega destroy us." Mira felt the weight of the pack's eyes on her, uncertainty clawing at her throat. But Aiden's grip tightened around her hand, anchoring her. "I stand beside Mira," Aiden declared, defiance lighting his eyes. "She is my mate, and I will protect her from your tyranny." "You should reconsider, Alpha," one elder warned, his tone dark. "Your loyalty to her could lead to your ruin." Mira's heart pounded in her chest, but Aiden's unwavering stare filled her with courage. "I will not abandon her. Our love is stronger than your traditions. You underestimate the power of what we share." The elders exchanged furious glances, their gazes dark and filled with resentment. "Then be it on your head, Aiden," Tobias sneered. "You will pay dearly for your defiance." Aiden stepped forward, his expression fierce. "I will pay any price to keep her safe. If it means facing you all, then I will do so without hesitation." A fierce silence fell over the gathering. Mira felt the weight of dread, but also the flicker of hope igniting within her. She squeezed Aiden's hand, their bond a tether in the storm. Then, like a thunderclap, the elders began to chant, their voices weaving a spell that sent chills down her spine. Let the weak Omega be stripped of her claim. Let her fate be sealed in darkness. Mira's breath caught. "Aiden, no. Stay with me." Aiden pressed, his grip unyielding. "We will not yield. We will not be broken." The air crackled with energy, and suddenly Mira felt a surge within her. The bond between them pulsed, resonating with an ancient power she didn't yet understand. "I want to let you go, Mira." Aiden's voice broke through the chaos. "You are my mate. You belong with me." With that, she felt the shimmering force rising within her, raw and wild. It surged forth, enveloping them both, igniting the night with a fierce light. As the elders fell silent, struck by the power emanating from their bond, Mira looked into Aiden's eyes, her heart racing. "Together," she whispered, realization dawning upon her. Together, he affirmed their connection stronger than any tradition. The air shimmered, and the elders recoiled, their expressions a mixture of shock and fury. Mira felt the tides of destiny shifting, their hearts entwined against the currents threatening to tear them apart. "No, you cannot defy us," Tobias roared, voice laced with desperation. "We already have," Eden declared, confidence surging through him. "And we will not back down." In that moment, Mira realised the truth their love was not a weakness but a force capable of shattering the chains that bound them. They would fight, side by side, against the darkness. With the moon shining brightly overhead, illuminating their path, Eden and Mira forged ahead, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. Together, they would rewrite their destiny, and the tide of fate would bend to their will. Their love was a flame against the shadows, and no one would extinguish it. He claimed the weak Omega, but the elders wanted her executed. Part 3. The moon hung high, casting an ethereal glow over the clearing where the silver moon pack stood, a cauldron of tension bubbling beneath the surface. Mira's heart raced as Eden's fierce declaration reverberated in her ears, a promise wrapped in raw defiance. She felt the heat of their bond radiate, an invisible force pushing back against the ancient traditions that sought to suffocate them. But as the elders recoiled, their eyes wide with shock, a ripple of fear coursed through the gathering. Mira sensed the darkness lurking, a festering resentment that had festered for too long. Elder Tobias, his face twisted with rage, stepped forward, unyielding as stone. "You think this display of power makes you invincible?" He spat, his voice laced with venom. "You read nothing but a foolish pup, Eden, blinded by something you cannot even comprehend." Eden's jaw tightened, his posture unwavering. "I know what I feel, Tobias. Mira is my mate, and I will not allow you to threaten her." Mira's pulse quickened, fear clashing with the fierce pride swelling in her chest. Eden's defiance ignited something dormant inside her, a flicker of strength she had yet to fully understand. But beneath the surface, doubt whispered cruelly at the edges of her mind. "What if they rewrite?" she questioned softly, her voice trembling. "What if I ruin everything for you?" His blue eyes bored into hers, filled with the warmth that banished the shadows. "You auntie, you are not a burden. Mira, you are my strength. Together, we'll all find a way to change this pack for the better." The tension in the air thickened, the murmurs of dissent morphing into low growls. They were not done. They would not back down so easily. Mira's stomach twisted into knots, and the weight of her own insignificance pressed heavily on her chest. Eden sensed a turmoil. "We will face them together," he promised, stepping closer until their breaths mingled. "No matter the outcome, I will protect you." As the elders began to chat again, the air crackled with dark energy, a spell twisted with malice and intent. "Let the blood of the lowly Omega stain the ground," they intoned, their voices echoing like the haunting cries of lost souls. Mira's heart thrummed wildly, dread clawing at her throat. "Eden, they were trying to take me from you." "No," he vowed, his grip tightening around her hand. "They want to touch you, I swear it." But she felt the pull of the magic, dark and relentless, swirling around them like a storm. She could feel the elders' power threatening to drown out the light they had ignited together. Panic surged, and she turned to Eden, desperation in her voice. "We need to run. We can't fight this." In that moment, the forest trembled as if responding to her fear. The wind howled, carrying whispers of ancient forces, weaving through the trees. A surge of power pulsed within Mira, raw and wild, awakening something deep within her spirit. "Stay with me." Eden's voice rang out, grounding her in the chaos. "We will not yield." It was then that she felt it, a shimmering force rising within her, fueled by the love she had never dared to believe she deserved. It entwined with Eden's power, and suddenly, she wasn't just an Omega anymore, she was a part of something greater. "Together!" They shouted in unison, their voices harmonizing, echoing into the night. Light burst from the joined hands, illuminating the clearing with a radiant glow. The elders' chanting faltered, fear colouring their faces as the power before them surged. "Myth!" Tobias shrieked, but it was too late. The light enveloped Mira and Eden, a cocoon of warmth and strength, pushing back against the darkness threatening to engulf them. She felt the weight of her own insecurities lift as she embraced her place beside Eden, their hearts beating as one. "Who dares challenge the will of the moon goddess?" The voice boomed from the heart of the light, deep and resonant, filling the air with a sacred melody. Mira's eyes widened as she caught a glimpse of a figure emerging from the radiance, a majestic wolf, silver fur glistening like stars against the night sky, eyes shimmering with ancient wisdom. It was a spirit of the woods, a guardian called forth by their bond. "I do," Aidan declared, voice fierce and unwavering as he stepped forward. "We stand against tyranny and injustice. We will not allow fear to rule us any longer." As the spirit regarded them, Mira felt a surge of validation, a recognition of her worth beyond her status as an Omega. "You have awakened a power that transcends the laws of this realm," the spirit spoke, voice like thunder rolling through the mountains. "With love as your anchor, you can reshape the tides of fate." Mira turned to Aidan, the weight of his resolve anchoring her. "What does this mean for us?" she breathed, all flooding her words. "It means we can challenge the very foundation upon which this pack stands," Aidan replied, determination etching itself into his features. "It means we can forge a new destiny together." The spirit nodded, its gaze piercing into their souls. "But know this, true power requires sacrifice, and the path will be fraught with peril. Are you willing to face the darkness that lurks within?" Mira exchanged a glance with Aidan, their hearts aligned in purpose. "We are," they declared in unison, voices unwavering. With a flick of the spiritess tail, the radiant light morphed into a shield around them. Aldo, Tobias, and the other elders recoiled, their voices trembling in rage. "What trickery is this?" Tobias hissed, eyes burning with fury. "This is no trick," the spirit replied, its voice echoing like a thunderclap. "You have been blind to the strength of unity and love. It is time for the old ways to fall, and for a new dawn to rise." Mira felt invincible, the power coursing through her veins. With Aidan beside her, she was ready to face the pack, ready to defy the shackles of tradition. "We will not be silenced," she shouted, the words erupting from her soul like a wildfire. The elders stepped back, fear igniting their expressions. "You are but a weak Omega." Tobias spat, his voice dripping with malice. "You cannot change the course of destiny." Mira stepped forward, defiance surging within her. "I am not weak. I am loved, and I stand beside my mate, the Alpha who has shown me my worth." The spirit howled in approval, and suddenly the ground beneath their feet trembled. "Let the truth be revealed," it commanded, and the earth surged, bringing forth visions of the past of love, betrayal, and the unyielding bonds that had shaped the Pack's history. Mira gasped as she caught glimpses of past Alphas, their reigns marred by cruelty and fear. She felt their pain, the burden of tradition weighing heavily on their shoulders, a cycle that had perpetuated for far too long. "You have a choice," the spirit said, its eyes shimmering like galaxies. "You can choose a path of love or one of fear, but know that the choice of the future lies not just with the Alpha, but with every wolf in this pack." Aidan nodded, his gaze resolute. "Then let us give them a choice. Let us unite, Omega and Alpha, to show them what true strength looks like." The elders trembled, their power waning as the truth unfolded before them. "You will regret this," Tobias warned, his voice shaking. "No," Aidan countered, stepping closer to Mira. "We will not be the ones who regret this. Together, we will forge a new beginning." As the spirit raised its head, howling to the moon above, Mira felt the strength of the pack surrounding them, a tide of loyalty blossoming within the once divided group. One by one, wolves began to step forward, their eyes filled with resolve echoing the bond that was being forged. "I stand with Alpha," Elena shouted, her voice fierce, igniting the spark of unity. "I embrace this change," another wolf added, stepping from the shadows, courage replacing doubt. Within moments, the clearing thrummed with energy as warriors from all corners of the pack rallied around Aidan and Mira. The darkness that threatened to consume them began to dissipate, washed away by the tide of their combined strength. Mira felt tears of joy prick her eyes as she squeezed Aidan's hand, the realization dawning that they were not alone. They had ignited something profound within the Silvermoon pack, a yearning for change that had long been buried beneath layers of tradition. With the spirit's blessing, they stood together, ready to rewrite the narrative that had boxed them in, ready to create a future where love triumphed over fear. They were not just fighting for their own right to love, they were fighting for every wolf in the pack. In that moment, Mira understood the gravity of their journey. Yes, it would be. The moon hung high, a watchful eye over the Silvermoon pack, its silver light cascading through the trees, illuminating the clearing where the tension felt palpable. Mira stood at Aidan's side, heart racing as the remaining members of the pack murmured in disbelief. The warmth of Aidan's presence enveloped her, a comforting shield against the hostility emanating from the elders. "Can they truly take us down?" she whispered, her gaze flickering to the swirling shadows cast by the trees. "What if they turn the pack against us?" Aiden's grip around her hand tightened, a silent vow threaded through the gesture. They may try, but we won't let them tear us apart. We will rally those who believe in us. We are stronger together, Mira. His voice was steady, imbued with fierce resolve that ignited a flicker of hope in her chest. But deep inside, doubt lingered an insidious whisper that clawed at her heart. What if their love wasn't enough? What if the weight of tradition buried them beneath its suffocating pressure? As if sensing her turmoil, Aiden leaned closer. Fear is natural, he murmured, his breath warm against the cool night air. But we face this as one. You are my mate, and together we will rewrite our destinies. She nodded, swallowing hard. I want to believe that, Aiden, but there is so much at stake. Your position, my life, I've always been told I am just an omega. Then at S-Town they learned what an omega can truly be, Aiden declared, his eyes fierce, filled with a determination that made her heart swell. The pack needs to see that strength lies not in rank, but in love and unity. Just then, the elders' voices rose above the murmur of the pack, their dark proclamations echoing through the clearing. You dare challenge the authority of this pack, Alpha. Elder Tobias sneered, his silver streaked fur bristling with fury. Your foolishness will lead to your ruin, but weak omega like her will bring nothing but disgrace upon us. Mira felt the heat of anger bloom within her. I am not weak, she called, stepping forward, emboldened by Aiden's presence. I have fought for my place here, and I will not allow anyone to decide my fate based on tradition alone. The pack shifted, whispers rippling through the crowd as they absorbed her words. Aiden's gaze burned with pride. See, she is not just an omega, she is my mate, the heart of a pack ready to evolve. We have the power to change our future. But at what cost? Tobias Bath, his voice dripping with contempt. You will bring chaos upon us, Aiden. The old ways must be upheld. Discarding them will lead to our downfall. Your fallacy lies in your belief that tradition should govern our hearts, Aiden replied, his voice ringing with authority. We are not mere wolves seeking dominance, but a family that must embrace love to thrive. Tobias' eyes gleamed with malice. Love, you think love will sustain you when the pack is divided, when they see you as a traitor to your kind? A murmur of unrest trickled through the gathered wolves, but Mira stepped forward, her heart racing. Then let them see the truth, let them decide if they want to remain shackled to outdated beliefs or embrace a new era of strength and unity. Aiden's hand found hers again, grounding her as the gathering murmured. We will show them that our bond is unbreakable, that it can ignite a revolution within the pack. We will unify those who yearn for change. But as the whispers grew, doubts echoed within Mira's mind. What if we fail? What if the elders turn them against us? We won't fail, Aiden insisted, his grip firm. I promise you, Mira, no matter what darkness looms, we will face it together. Sincerity in his voice filled her with warmth and resolve, a lifeline in the storm of uncertainty swirling around them. And then, like a shadow creeping over a landscape, the elders began to chant a dark incantation filled with malice and intent. They were intent on raising a force that could turn the tide against them. Let the weak omega fall, let her blood stain the earth, let her be a warning to those who defy us. Their voices echoed, a twisted melody that reverberated through the clearing. Panic surged within Mira, filling her lungs with ice. Aiden, they mean to harm me. He stepped closer, the heat of his body radiating determination. No, they will not lay a finger on you, I swear it. But as the elders chanted, a dark magic swirled around them, thick and suffocating. Mira could feel it clawing at her spirit, threatening to rip apart the bond they had forged through love. Desperation clawed at her heart, urging her to flee. We have to run, Aiden. They won't stop until they get what they want. Tears stung her eyes as she fought against the rising tide of fear. And never, he growled, fierce and unyielding, echoing the promise of his heart. I will not let them take you from me. Together, we will turn this darkness back. The air crackled with energy, a surge of raw power igniting within Mira. It was then, in that moment of fear, she realized the strength of their bond, their love was a force that could withstand the storm. Together, they shouted, their voices intertwining, echoing through the clearing like a battle cry. The bright light that enveloped them surged forth, pushing back against the darkness of the elders' magic, igniting the air with vitality. Mira felt strength surge within her, an ancient magic awakening, a connection forged through love and sacrifice. The elders faltered, their chants silenced as the radiant light burst forth, illuminating the clearing with an otherworldly glow. What is this sorcery? Tobias hissed, eyes wide with fear. "It is the power of love," Aiden proclaimed, his voice steady, "and it will not be unravelled by your hatred." Mira turned to Aiden, feeling his heart beat against hers in rhythm with the pulsing magic surrounding them. "This is our moment," she whispered, the realization dawning with clarity. "We can change everything." "Yes," he affirmed, determination etched into his features. "We will not surrender to fear. We are meant to rewrite our destiny, to unite this pack under the banner of love." As the spirit of the woods emerged from the light, its majestic form enveloped them both, a guardian presence comforting and fierce. "You have awakened the ancient magic of this land," the spirit spoke, voice booming yet melodic. "Love is a force that transcends all, and with it, you may forge new paths." Mira felt the weight of the spirit's approval wash over her, igniting the strength within. "Together, we can reshape the future of our pack," she declared, fierce and unwavering, feeling the bond between her and Aiden intertwine in the light. But the elders were not done yet. "You will pay for this betrayal, Aiden. You have unleashed chaos upon us." Tobias roared, backing away, his eyes filled with panic. "Chaos?" Aiden challenged. "This is the reckoning you brought upon yourselves. You cannot stifle love without consequence." Mira stepped forward, emboldened by the spirit's presence, her heart racing with purpose. "I will not allow my worth to be defined by my rank. We are all wolves, and we must stand together." One by one, the wolves of the Silvermoon pack began to rally behind her, stepping forward to join them, emboldened by their courage and newfound strength. "I stand with Mira and Aiden," Alina shouted, her voice strong like a beacon in the dark. "We will not be oppressed by fear." The others echoed her, voices rising with strength and unity, filling the clearing with a chorus of defiance against the elders' tyranny. Mira felt tears prick her eyes, a warm rush of gratitude swelling in her chest. Together, they were not just fighting for themselves but for every wolf who yearned to break free from the confines of tradition. "This is our moment," she shouted, her voice soaring with the rhythm of their hearts. "We are more than our titles, we are a family." The spirit of the woods howled in approval, and the ground beneath them trembled with power as the pack united, firm in their resolve. The elders retreated, fear now colouring their faces as the tides of change surged forward. In that moment, Mary realised that she was no longer just the weak Omega. She was a force of nature, powerful and unyielding, and she would fight for the love that had ignited a revolution within her soul and the pack. As the moon rose high above, casting a luminous glow over them, Aiden's hand found hers once more, their hearts beating in synchrony. "No matter what challenges lie ahead, we will face them together," he promised, his voice a steady anchor. Mira smiled through her tears, the weight of doubt lifting as she embraced her destiny at Aiden's side. Together, she affirmed, their bond unbreakable amidst the